I've been playing some Tarkov, like I said, from the beginning, and they haven't added
What
a lot.
level are you now?
Oh, 15 or 16. I just got the flea market, so I can actually play now.
So there's levels in Tarkov.
I'm not going to describe the whole game, but it is very in depth with this really minutia filled building system, like kitting your guns and your armor out and knowing what bullets do what. It's super in depth, but the game's full of players who love holding hands and like teaching new players. So,
is that sarcasm? Are you trying to debate me in? I'm going to come play with you and get shit on.
That's actually true. I've had my handheld to learn to play also.
Yeah, Tarkov players are genuine. There are like you can go through when you buy the game. There's a whole Sherpa system that you can sign up for, and they'll hook you up with some dude who just gets off on holding some guy's hand through the game. Don't think children. There's going to be some like 30-year-old guys like, yo, bro, you ready to pull some noobs?
Yeah,
and like he's going to guide you through, and you're going to have a good time.
It means he loves the game, in my opinion.
A lot of people are real passionate about the game. It's it requires a lot of your time, so people get passionate about it, and they like introducing new people to it. So it's a lot of fun. It's
like a drug. It is a drug, a hormone. I don't know. That gets released in your brain when you play it, and I am like, it just wiped. So I'm just like, oh, should I hit this thing? Should I hit this thing? And it
wiped the whole game.
No, stay away.
They wipe the whole game maybe twice a year.
Okay, so it's not like Rust where there's individual servers and they wipe when they want to. The game wiped itself.
Yeah, wow, you have there's the concept of this personal stash where everything you've acquired and accumulated and all of you've attained this high level in the game. You're like a level 50 or whatever, and now you have access to more odds and ends, better guns, better weapon, better armor and stuff because of your high level, because of things you've achieved. You have such a massive advantage over a brand new player, like in no other game. A guy who just starts versus a guy who's been playing for 3 months and has like acquired everything. This guy cannot even kill this guy. It's not even possible unless this guy's a moron.
Not like Rust, where the other day on Rust, like I said, I ganked a dude with a bone knife and just came up all the way to end game immediately. That didn't really happen that often.
I mean, if he's wearing like a face mask, so you can't shoot him in the face. You have to shoot him in the legs like 14 times would be the fastest way for you to kill him with a piece of shit that you might have, and he can just kill you with a laser beam that he probably has. It's night and day. It's a very addictive game.
I mean, so one player has an advantage over the other, as Kyle mentioned. Now that advantage is earned, but like in Call of Duty, what do you get to like level 5 or something? You unlock create a class.
Yeah,
and once you hit level 5, if you're not doing well, it's because you're not good yet. That's what's up. It's not because your gun sucks.
Yeah.
In Tarkov, that's not the case. Your gun sucks. You need to play knowing that you're at a disadvantage.
Your gun will jam.
Avoid fights.
Your gun will stop working in the middle of a fight, and you have to press L to inspect the thing, and then Shift T to clear the jam. And then meanwhile, the other guy who had a good gun that doesn't jam has been laughing at you and clowning and shooting your legs so they break. And it's a mill sim, supposedly.
And shooting your legs.
Your legs are actually broken, and now you can't move very fast. And now he's going to lob a grenade at your feet, and he's going to say "eat shit, fag" as he runs away, and you're going to blow die. It's that
doesn't.
You can't do anything about it.
That seems just like part of gaming.
Power through until you're that guy.
And this wasn't just some like frivolous life that you just lost. It was all of the gear all that gear you lost was your shit. You can't get more easily sometimes. It might be primo gear. It might be stuff that you can't buy. You had to scavenge it piece by piece and assemble it over the course of a week.
That's what you get for playing a game like that.
And then they'll be like, ooh, I have a good gun. Oh, this gun is good. Well, I'm not going to use this gun. Don't be crazy. I don't want to risk this gun. This gun just stays in my stash because if I die, I'll lose it.
I do that on Rust.
You're looking at.
Well, if I use it, that puts it in jeopody.
It's called. So that might sound ridiculous to you two, but Woody and I have experienced this. It's called gear fear, and you're actually. This wipe, I got a hex grid and I immediately threw it on. Now I'm just rocking a hex grid and a bastion. When I lose it, it's gone. I don't care.
Dude, if I lost my magic,
you're going to have a hard time.
If I lost my magic cards when I lost, do you know how seriously I would take magic?
Yeah.
Like if I could lose a deck by losing to someone, I don't know if I would play the decks that I like.
You either got to invest all your money in it or
you're always playing for pinks in this game.
That's what I'm saying.
I take your shit when you die. Yep.
And if you think about that concept, right, you might say, oh, well, I'll just go in with a pistol. Okay, you'll never win. You'll always be the underdog hoping to scrap out a win. But if you bring some real good shit, you'll be the guy who just zaps everybody.
What about the real guys, like the landmarks?
He's running the best shit available.
He's has the best shit, and he wins 1v4s.
I know that he's got the best shit. He's like the creme de la creme. Sure. But if he were to pop into a fight and he took that mentality of, I'm going handgun, would he be good enough?
He still shits on people. So when the time when like handguns get defeated is when people have face shields on. Because then it doesn't matter if you're Master Blaster and you can shoot somebody in the eyes. They have their eyes armored.
Right.
So we've made it seem like it's a gear-based game and not a skill-based game. There are people. Maybe Landmark. I don't see Landmark running bad gear very often, although I'm sure he can. Pestily, that's the thing he'll do. He calls it 0 to hero. He'll go in there with like a knife and
actually get some kills, get some.
Then
wins.
He gets a shitty gun, and then he gets a better gun, and he can leave with significant amount of wealth. But he's one of the if you were to name 3 people in the world who's the best, he'd be on that short list. He might be the very best.
It really depends on what your definition of best is, because Pistilli is almost like a fucking Harlem Globetrotter. He's put so much time into the game that he's just always trying to find some new way to make it
Is he
fun.
better than Landmark, would you say?
At what would be the question?
At Tarkov.
Different aspects of the game.
There's so many aspects of the game, right?
Yeah.
Like if they both were to try to get as much money as possible, Pistilli might win. If they both were to try to go out and kill as many high levels as possible, Landmark might win.
How about just like general kills in the environment? If they both took a day, how many kills can you get?
Well, they've done that, and I think Pistilli usually won, right? Like 1, 2, and 3.
That seems pretty convincing. Like kills is a pretty good metric.
Very,
right?
very good.
Well,
I would hope so. I would think
you have to sometimes you get lucky, and there's a bunch of noobs in your game who are not killing each other. They're letting you kill them in succession, and who's to say?
Was one time,
look at the draw.
So Pistilli had a favorite sniper rifle that he liked, and he was in a world championship. Right, this is like anyway. A fan of Pistilli's came in that game and equipped the rifle so perfectly to Pistilli's spec. When he picked it up, it had the name that he gave that custom build. Kyle will understand this. You know how you can name your build.
You can. This is Kyle's
favorite M4, right?
Yeah.
The guy equipped it so perfectly when he saw it in the stash. It said Kyle's M4 on it because it matched every aspect of the build spec.
Damn.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. Anyway, Pistilli's very, very good. I think a lot of people argue that his knowledge of the game makes him the best, whereas Landmark is particularly good at clicking on pixels.
Yeah, and like
that
navigating
would make him the
a
best.
multi-angle fight.
The knowledge, like if he knows more about the game and how to do it, like I would say that makes you better at that specific game than someone who's just good at logging
on.
on.
There's no test to take though. It's just we're just going off feel right now.
You know the weird thing?
It's not worth even talking about. We've talked about it before. They're both amazingly good at the game.
They're both amazingly good. The thing that Landmark is good at is particularly well respected. Beating other players with good gear.
Yeah, and but then there's so many aspects of that game. You can be a pacifist. There's a guy, is it Noise Guy, who's never fired a shot. He's a Tarkov streamer who's never fired a shot.
There's a guy named Nice Guy who doesn't shoot people,
and he just gives people free items and stuff.
He's just making friends out there.
Yeah, literally, he'll be like, "Hey, I'm Nice Guy. I don't shoot," and like they'll be like, "Oh, what the fuck? What? Yeah, you want some cool loot? Sure.
How
does he get loot?
Suspicious.
This guy rules. I really like this guy now that I'm hearing about it. So he's just walking up to people like, "Don't shoot. I'm the nice man." And they're like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" He's like, "I'm here to deliver gifts." And they're like, "Oh,
he literally does that." Yeah.
I guess.
And they're suspicious as shit, I'm sure.
Yeah, there's lots of different types of.
Every Christmas they put a AI in, like an NPC in there that's Santa. And he does that too.
And wait, the NPC Santa will just randomly approach you and give you a gift?
Yes, but you're so on edge that every footstep scared. Kyle, didn't you kill Santa by accident?
So there's a thing in the game where so there's a thing called scav karma, and basically it's a karma system where if you kill friendlies, then the game starts shitting on you. It starts making the game a lot harder for you. That's all you need to know. They made it so killing Santa Claus, who's an AI, counts toward the negative karma tremendously. Killing one Santa is like killing like 25 of your teammates.
Oh my God.
But we didn't know it right away, so we killed him a couple times, and it really trashed our karma. Yeah, it fucked that whole wipe up as far as karma went. Yeah.
Murdered Santa.
Yeah,
Maybe
we murdered
I'll play
Santa a lot.
Tarkov
Sometimes
multiple
just for his
times.
bag.
I can't. I'm going on a trip. It'll be so late. If I do play Tarkov when I come back in like August, you guys will be so rich. You'll give me guns and ammo and shit.
Oh, it's so quick to get going, dude. Like when you know the game as well as, frankly, I do or you do. I mean, you can. I've played for 2 days, like 4 hours each day. I think
starting mid-wipe is a thing, though. Everyone else is rich.
I like that though, because when you kill people, you're like, oh, all the things I needed. Everything you have is nice. you just
is questing easier? We should get off Tarkov talk, but is questing easier now with VoIP, where you can be like, "Don't kill me, don't kill me."
Absolutely. Or you can even be like, "Hey, do you have the key to this and that?" Yeah, I'll open that up. Yeah, let me get that water thing marked. Like people are super chill if you talk to them. I've found.
Yeah, well, I mean, not suck your dick, but you're charismatic too, so that helps a lot.
I try the best I can. Sometimes it goes well.